Hey, what's up, YouTube? I got this is Mike with Mike's Car Hole. I got Anthony coming in from Nemesis Group. We're gonna do a little work on his old Mustang. It's his car. It's his car he's had. He bought. It was his first new car. It's sentimental to him, and he's had it for a very long time. It's pretty beat up, but we're gonna start getting it nice again. Tonight we're just gonna do a wash. You can hear him starting it now. We're gonna give it a wash, clean up all the wheels. It needs headlight restored. I'm gonna do some rust preventative maintenance on it, on one of the panels, and we're gonna hit it with Line X and a bunch of other things. But I'll turn over here and get a look at this car before we get started. I'll try to get a light on it too. Here's his Mustang. So we'll be We'll be replacing this panel, but this is the rust I'm talking about right here. We're gonna repair that tonight. So we're just gonna get it cleaned up. His wheels are, can't see in this, so I'll have to come back to that later. A little before shot of the headlights. We'll get these looking new again. And get this one looking good. And there's no point in showing you the rest because it's dark. Let me get some lights and I'll cut back. I'll say anything?
Well, we're gonna pamper my baby.
It's time. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so up first, you can see his wheels are kind of dirty, but we're gonna address the side skirts. It's missing some of the plastic pops. I have a few, so I'm gonna see if I can get them working right, so it'll look correct again. So we'll get on that here in a second, and we'll see. Grab this and show you. He's missing the A-pillar molding. But under the molding, I don't know if any of you Mustang guys know this, it will rust up here. So before we get this new molding for it, which we'll get here soon, maybe tomorrow, but we're going to treat this rust before we put the new piece back on. We don't currently have it, but we're going to get it.
And clearly my daughter decided to express herself.
You got a little,
a little happy face, well, or semi smirk face.
She's saying
painted.
So all right, well, we're gonna get to that. I'll see if I can get it all buttoned up correctly, and then I'll cut back and show you, and I'll let you know how I did it.
Clearly my vehicle needs a wash.
All right, we're back. It's not perfect, but what I did here, I just threw a couple of self tappers. From inspecting the car underneath, he's got a little bit of where his pinch welds are was a little bit twisted, and this panel's broken on the inside of the door. So we're gonna have to replace this panel. I'm gonna have to hammer out those pinch welds down the road. So for temporarily, until we get to that point, we're just gonna use the self tappers to hold it in place. No more flopping around. So yeah, they were just in the door seal area right here. Well, just to hold it in place. But all these, this is where the normal clips would be, and every part of them is broken out. So so these self tappers will hold in the meantime, but this is not normally the correct way to fix this. This is a temporary repair. We're gonna fix it correct just when we go get the parts. So we're gonna on to the next project, but that's covered for now. Maybe we'll get to let's fix that rust. We'll do that next. I'm gonna show Anthony how to do it, and then I'll record him doing it. So I'll be back. All right, so Anthony's agitating this rust here with the rough side of the sponge. You can see the color kind of changing there. And after he gets this done, we're gonna hit it with a rust converter. So he's gonna be doing this for a couple of minutes, and it'll stop this rust from continuing. None of this is cancerous or anything to be concerned about. So I will cut back well, we're gonna actually, after he's done with this, we're gonna hit it with some alcohol wipes, get all the debris off, and then we'll hit it with the converter. I'm not gonna show you wiping down something with alcohol. You guys can understand how to clean stuff. But I will cut back for the converter. I'll show you what we're using. Disregard stains. I use rust converting metal primer. So this is what I'll be using on his car. I've used it on my C10 in the past, and I've used it on some other stuff. It's great great stuff. I am not sponsored by them. This is me saying I like this stuff because I like this stuff. So I'll cut back when we're getting ready to use that. All right, we're hitting a converter. It's got a little cup and a tiny brush. So you brush it on, kind of looks like a milk almost. But what this converter is doing is it's gonna kill the rust, stop the rust. And then as it dries, it turns to like basically a primer base, so it'll turn black. But you just gotta make sure we coat everything, all the rusty spots with this. And
lather it up.
Just get it all up in there.
Just think of this as a bubble bath, baby. Just think of this as a bubble bath.
Just getting it all cleaned up, man. It'll be perfect.
Sometimes you just gotta romance your vehicle a little bit.
Sometimes you just gotta get back in there. And tell us some of the backstory on this car.
This is my first car that I bought, that I went out, I was, what? I think maybe a month out of basic training. And, well, a month out of basic training and I guess was probably better known as AIT, Advanced Individual Training. I was prior Navy. AIT is an Army phrase, Army acronym, but anyways. Yeah, I was about a month out of all the trainings that I was supposed to do, and I saw it, I wanted it, so I got it. Kind of semi-suckered the dealership because I got it right off the lot and then turned right back around. They thought they was getting me for like $19,000. I turned around, refinanced on them ended up making it 13.
So what year did you buy it? Because this is a what year Mustang?
This is a 2000. I bought it in 2003.
So we bought our Mustang the same year. I had an 01 Mustang in 2003. I had the same car as you at the same time.
And yeah, this is...
All right, well, we'll just let this, as you can see in the camera, it's starting to turn purple. That's the converter going to work. So yeah, we're done with that. I will cut back once this starts to dry, and I'll show you more or less what it cuts into. We'll keep his story going as we continue on. We're just gearing up for more stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do some headlight restoration on his Mustang. The only thing I've done to this side so far is I just used some window cleaner and I just cleaned it off before we go to. I'm not gonna mention that. They're not sponsoring me, but basically a headlight restore kit. This is the ball I use to agitate it. But yeah, it's just a cream. You can use almost anything. Like you can use toothpaste, all kinds of different stuff. I've seen people use avocados. I like this stuff, but you know, if you can see it in the video, it is what it is. But I'm not gonna just mention it because I bought that with my own money. All right, Anthony, show us what we got. Well, how you're gonna do it anyways.
Show me what you got. Basically gonna put this on. Not gonna spare no drops. Get it nice and coated. Forgive me, allergies. Take the ball, we're gonna rub it in nice and good, and then slowly grind away at it as it spins.
Perfect. Let's make it happen.
All right.
I'm gonna move this light over here too. Now that we're not over there, it's nice. That's nice and purple though now.
Let's make it happen, Gabby.
So what causes this, for some of you that may not know why your headlights do this, they're made of plastic and the sun oxidizes it, so you're killing the oxidation on these headlights. So it's really just anything abrasive you can use to get it off. I have seen people that are very successful with using sandpaper and things like that. I have tried that a few times and have failed miserably. So I'm not, at least currently, not going to teach you guys how to do it that way. This way has always worked for me, but I typically have to do it once or twice a year on my cars. Anthony's car was just one of those things I said, you know, let's get this done because I have the stuff. You can go a little faster than that. There we go. So typically what he's doing right here will take about 20 minutes-ish per headlight. I usually go a little bit faster with the drill than him, but I told him early on, when you're getting all this stuff in there, this ball will sling. You're putting a little bit too much pressure on it. Back it off just a little. There you go, right there. Now that it's all mixed in good, you can go a little bit higher with the speeds. Yeah, that's a good speed for it right there. Up and down, up and down. So I will spare you guys from having to watch us do this on each side for 20 minutes. I will cut back and show you the difference between this headlight and this one when we're done with this one. So, all right, so we got the first one done. Man, it is incredible, the difference.
That's like a 300% difference there.
So I'm gonna save you guys the headache of watching us do the next one, but this one's all done. Looks really good. Obviously not brand new, but it looks really good. I mean, look over there and just see drastic difference. So we'll get that one done and move on to the next project.
Well, funny fact. So with this car, it's a stick, it's manual. You gotta go manual. But like I got to the dealership, saw it, scooped it up. I learned to drive this damn car. I learned to drive a manual the day I bought this car.
You didn't know how to drive a stick?
I did not know how to drive a stick. Dude, the dealer took me around the lot, took me around the corner a couple times, let me practice, and sent me on my damn way. He had my contract, had my signature, so he didn't care at that point. I stalled like 3 times getting back to the base. And then, you know, put into practice. I got good at it. But yeah, I learned to drive a stick the day I bought this car.
Let's go see how that converter's doing. It's starting to turn black. It'll go full black within a few hours. I can't quite remember exactly, but it's all purple now. So we're killing that rust. All right, on to the next. All right, so we're going to go ahead and clean up these wheels now. They're pretty dirty. Do you remember the last time you cleaned these things?
Last time I washed the car.
Which was when?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't remember.
Okay, so anyways.
It rains often.
All this stuff right here, this is all remnants of your brakes, the brake dust from your brake pads. So we're going to get it all cleaned up as best we can with soap and water, and then I have some chemicals we're going to use and get these wheels back to looking right again. We'll scrub up the tires a little bit too, try to get these things looking as good as we can. So I'm just going to get started, and Anthony will record for a second. You still had the rest of your story you're going to tell us?
Oh, just, yeah, I mean, this car we done been to hell and back. We done been through some stuff. Hang on, get it all nice and wet. Oh, look at that.
Foam. There's soap in there.
It's gonna foam and bubbly up. Me and this car, me and my baby here, we done been across country and back twice. So I do my best. You know, obviously I can do better.
Some people have different perceptions of what cross country is.
I'm talking about from East Coast to West Coast. I'm talking about Virginia, Pennsylvania, back all the way to California and back.
That is across the country for sure.
So, coast to coast. And, you know, I obviously I can do better, but I definitely keep her as fixed up and repaired and as good shape as possible. At least when it comes to the hard stuff. I mean, cosmetically, she definitely needs a boost. But hardware-wise, you know, I try to do what I can for her. And she's never broken down. Reliable. Tried and true.
So in your life, besides obviously running into me, do you have any other car guys in your life that work on cars, or?
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording. It just cuts that view screen out.
Screensaver.
You can tap it and it'll kick back on the screen. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, in your life, do you have any other car guys, or, you know, not just people that just like cars, but like will wrench on cars or teach you how to do some random stuff here and there?
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube?
No, you're like really the first. You know, my father, you know, taught me a few things. You know, basic stuff, oil change, things like that. Change the brakes, caliber, rotor. But I learned to bleed the brakes watching YouTube, things of that nature. Actually, I had a buddy of mine, Roberto. He actually basically was a car guy like you back in California. Genius mechanic just like you, and actually he was there for a while, and then military had us moving around, so
he took off somewhere else.
Well, I mean, he's still in California, but
you're not.
I'm not.
Alright, this is going to require something more severe than what I got going on. Alright, give it some more soap and dry a little bit more. And then I'm going to chemicals.
She's going to need an acid pill.
So I'll kind of talk with you, I guess, a little bit about how I got my start with cars, or other people if you're trying to get involved in messing with cars. When you're first learning, obviously YouTube's a great resource now for people working on cars or learning how to do stuff. One of the things that I used to do, like I grew up, my whole family worked on cars, so I had my dad and my grandparents, and even my mom was a diesel mechanic in the Navy, so everybody was kind of mechanically inclined in my family. So it was just kind of the nature. We all kind of knew how to work on cars. But where I found the most success for myself was I used to flip cars, and I don't mean flip the car over. I mean I would go buy a junk car or something that needed a clutch, or a head gasket went out or something like that. And I would work on this car, car I bought for anywhere from $50 to $300 or $400. It's a car that I really didn't care, but what I would do is I would fix that car and sell it, and I usually made profit, but that wasn't really what I was going for with those cars. I was going for the experience. I'm working on a car that I don't care about. So if I make a mistake, I call the junkyard to come pick it up, and I start the next one. So it was a really good experience for me. I found a lot of success flipping cars, especially in Washington State. Washington State was a really good place to flip cars because, at least at the time that I was there, they didn't use chemicals or salt on the roads. They just sanded our roads in the winter when we got our weather in. So all of our cars stayed intact. They were relatively rust-free, which is like the C10. From what I understand, I've been away for about 10 years now. From what I understand, they're putting stuff on the roads now. We're gonna have to go to chemicals. But from what I understand, they're using chemicals and stuff on the roads now, so not quite the same as it used to be. But anybody that's starting out in the car community and you just want to learn and get the hang of working on cars, I recommend just going on Facebook Classified. Sometimes people are giving away cars. Don't be picky. Just pick any car that is really cheap and work with it. I have to let this stuff stinks. I gotta get away from it.
Yeah, Bobby,
those chemicals work.
My man Roberto, I mean, he like fixed stuff on the car for me, but you're actually the first one to actually like break stuff down and show me how it works, show me how to fix it, show me how to repair it, things of that nature. And you make it simple. I tell you all the time, pretend like I'm 3 years old, use lots of bright colors and shapes and explain it to me. And so I'm a fan of simplicity, and you really break it down real nice and simple. So
yeah, I'm gonna try to make sure to translate that to my YouTube channel as well. We gotta let this stuff cook for a little bit, but it seems like we're doing pretty good talking. But yeah, so like that's how I got my start with cars. Was I basically would buy a flip car. Well, not start. I had a good base, but you can take what I'm telling you in YouTube and use that as your base and buy flip cars. I grew up with family. A good resource to start when you're getting tools and things. Harbor Freight. Their tools are really cheap, but when you're getting started, who cares? Wait until you find out if you like this, you like working on cars, you like doing this stuff, and then invest some real money. I have a lot of really cheap tools, but I also have some very expensive tools. So it just get out and do it, man. And if you buy a flip car and you can't fix it, cool, call a wrecker, send it down the road. You learned, you got some experience. So that's what I would say. Just keep trying. Let's show both of those headlights, man. Now that we got both of those done.
Yes. Yeah, these came out phenomenal. These were Y'all saw what it would look like before. And even the comparison from the right side to the left side. And yeah, 300% difference. I can now drive with my high beams off. So.
All right, well, we're gonna let this soak for a little bit, and then we'll cut back. I'm not gonna show us doing all 4 wheels. Just we'll get this one all cleaned up. I'm using chemicals currently, so we'll let the chemicals do work. Some of the brake dust is really thick. I couldn't even scrub it with the scrub pad, so we're gonna let that stuff work. Scrub it, let it work, scrub it, and we'll get it right. I'll cut back when we're done, throwing tire shine on it.
Yeah.
All right, so just wrapping up Anthony's car. We finished it a few days ago. I forgot to film an outro. So we ended up scrubbing on those wheels for quite a while. It ended up being pretty cold that night. Couldn't quite get them as clean as we liked. We scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. They just need a lot of work. But today I found him something else, so we're going to stop cleaning those wheels, and I got something special for him coming here soon. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you watching my video. If you're new to my channel, just hit me with a subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer or a returning subscriber, hit me with a comment, a like. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. I will be doing more with Anthony in the future on this car. We're going to try to get his car, not like show quality nice, but a really nice driver. So I'm going to keep working with him on it. Again, thank you for watching, and I look forward to making some more content for you in the future.